Hello, SpeedGaming 5, and welcome. We've got more Link to the Past Randomizer Main Tournament 2023 action going on tonight here on SG5. It's Group Double A. We've got Zaphikel versus Ninjembro in Fad Keys GT. And apparently, we've got a sword and already two shields. I'm Rackle Sniper 99, joined tonight by Brewers fan JP, as well as Pichu doing the tracking. Hello, JP.
Hi there. Getting going right away, and yeah, we are getting a double escape start, even though it's open mode.
Yeah, apparently standard start or some variation of a standard start was just the way we wanted to go tonight.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, as I said, this is Group Double A. For this one, as it stands right now, Ninjembro is just killing it in this group. It looks like I see he's at 4-0, so definitely should be moving on. While the rest of the group is very not decided, I see Norsk Matty at 2-2, Krithel at 1-3, and Zaphikel at 0-2. So all open for whoever's going to get that second spot out of this group. In terms of the matchups, I will say I know this is the second game between Zaph and Ninjembro. They had about a minute separation in their first game. So it was a really good first race.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. I know Jembro is still going for like one of the top seeds at 4-0. I
Yeah, I
believe
want
it
to say
was.
he might have been like 5th seed after quals.
Yeah, something like that.
So Zaph deciding to bail after Zelda Cell. Ninjembro is going to go for the Dark Cross, though. This is going to be easy navigation for Ninjembro, honestly, with that sword. Surprised Zaph didn't go for it, but I did miss if he killed the green guard with the ball and chain and decided to just, pass it up for the moment. We do have nothing on the Lumberjack ledge. And this is Fab Keys GT, so we got to do everything. So yeah, still not anything really sending us in any particular direction on this one. That sword is really nice, and we do have some decent money. We've got bombs, and easy ways to get more bombs. But we're missing, I feel like you're just doing a standard start at this point of hit CAC, hit South Shore, and hope to have some kind of direction.
Yeah, just trying to, as I said, just trying to figure out what to do to start. 80 keys, so you're gonna pretty much do everything anyway.
Yeah, we do get a Harris small key there. The map to Skullwoods, and $5. So Harris Small is interesting, but we're still a ways away from carrying on that front. So the mirror does add some intrigue, though, to that key now. This could be an early hint that you must be doing Hera Basement. Because honestly, we just have not had really much direction to work with.
Yeah, near something at least. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Sorry, a little distracted here as we're still getting a little setup on this race.
We did get the shovel, though, out of the well. The only real difference so far in route is Ninjembro did Dark Cross while Zaphikel skipped it. Yeah, both of our runners went in to escape. We got a sword and 2 shields early. So both runners just saying, yeah, I'm going to do the front. And while Zaph decided to save and quit out of Zelda Cell, Ninjembro went and continued on to the Dark Cross. So didn't really get anything for his time. I mean, at this point, what I'd say is you do library. I would blind check race game and then go and do shovel turn in. And then after that, it's just clearly South Shore for the next play. You don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We do the key there on the library.
Like I said, we just don't have much for options right now. At least you have a sword to handle Mini Moldorm Cave and a lot of South Shore. Money, yeah, is actually in a good spot too, though.
Money and bombs, and like we're equipped. Just nothing like go do this.
Yeah, usual check race game blind, but unfortunately, just 20 rupees. Which you usually do in Key Sandy mode, just because there's a higher chance of it being something you'll want. Dig gives us a key. Thieves Town, okay, you'll take that.
Yeah, I would take that one for sure. So yeah, this is faux fast 80 keys. I've heard it called either. Really what it means for this tournament is Agate Tower Smalls are in Agate Tower, GT Big is in GT. Other than that, it is in all dungeons Key Sanity. So if there's a dungeon you like, you will see your favorite dungeon tonight. Staff remembering he has a mirror and gets the hammer. I gotta wonder if we're gonna see a flute next, because I feel like the seed's not saying you're going up the mountain from the liftable rock, and instead you're gonna be fluting up there.
Might be. Got 5 items coming up in Mini Moldorm Cave, or 1 item coming up in Nagina's Cave.
I mean, Agina is so easy to orphan. I'm not always a big fan of it. I've heard a lot of people have like little tricks to it, is like, if the flooded item is something worthwhile and it puts me on the left side of the dam, I go to Agina. If not, then I go right. So everybody's got their own little superstitions about this check, and it is generally terrible.
I feel like you described a lot of random decisions with those couple words.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their least favorite. Agina's not great. Spike Cave, Graveyard Ledge. I think we've all got at least 1 or 2 that are bugaboos that we've skipped in our live, and it killed us.
Yeah.
But yeah, this mode is really, like, if you wanted to boil down what Fat Keys becomes, this is an efficiency test. You know, how efficient are you going to get through everything, and, you know, trying to minimize your double dips, and get just as many checks as you can as quickly as you can. There's definitely still an execution side to this, but you're generally going to get well equipped by the end of this race, and it's just how fast are you through getting all these checks done. We do get some keys out of Mini Moldorm. The Pod Big, or sorry, not the Pod Big, the Pod Small, a GT Small, decent. The Skullwoods Big is a check. Thank you, we can do at least more of the goal.
So yeah, looking at Ice Rod Cave, maybe into Saha Eastern area right now. Yeah, just kind of don't like, but don't have much else for choices. I mean, if they get some money, they could go for the fake flipper route, but without Moon Pearl or Boots, all you're doing there is going for Zora or Hobo.
Yeah, very limited with the fake flipper, and I just am not big on. Never mind.
At least Zora's in Logic now.
And realistically, we got Back of Escape.
Yeah. And it looks like that's exactly where Ninjembro's going.
Yeah, I like this call. At this point, can I avoid Saha for a little bit longer? And even then, I might go rush the mountain, even if it's out of logic right now after this.
Yeah, I definitely can see that because you're just running out of choices. And maybe you're just going to give the lamp anyway.
Yeah, I mean, lamp or flutes over at Saha. Let's just avoid the question. Unless you feel that, Hera is meant to be fire-locked. Or Hera basement has something. That's the only real worry I think I'd have. And maybe what that means is I go up the mountain, rescue the old man, and then bail.
That's actually a pretty legitimate option too. Even if you don't have the lamp or the flute, just get that save and quit point. Just you have to get the save. Well, you don't have to get the save and quit point per se, but it's a good one to get. But it looks like we're going to see two different routing philosophies here. Ninjembro going for density and going up the mountain. Zaphikel taking the logical approach and sticking in logic for now. Question, Jed, how often does going out of logic with sequence break bite a player? I can't quantify that with a number because
yeah, it's give and take. Sometimes it'll work out really nicely. Sometimes it just absolutely wrecks people. We do get green pendant is pod. And oh, there's the pearl. Wow, big key to desert and a map to TR.
All right, so Dark World access. That means it could be a while before we're meant to go up the mountain. But you can still take away some good stuff from here.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, when we say, like, a logic break hurting players or not, it's really hard to quantify that just because, like, for every time that you see somebody break logic and get some massive piece of progression, we've also been able to say, maybe that sends you in the wrong direction. Oh, I got this Samaria out of logic and decided to beat TR and Meyer, and both were nothing. And instead, if I had just stayed in logic, like, I clearly hit the better route.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just coming down with practice. Oh, okay. Zaf staying in logic gets boots.
Yeah. And so there's a case where, like, I wouldn't say this is terrible for Ninjembro, but Zaf has an advantage right now that is just hard to not notice.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think with logic breaks, comes with experience. You knowing when it's okay to follow the logic break or when you should just utilize the knowledge you got from the logic break to limit something else that you need to find.
Right.
like if our logic break is simply missing a lamp and we have a fire rod, we don't necessarily care about that as much per se. But let's say we find a lamp up here and we're looking for the flute later, then we can know that anything we found up here will not lead to the flutes.
Right.
That's a Bombos medallion on the floating island. We have no idea on our medallions yet, though.
Yeah, I saw that question in chat about soft locking. Not realistically are you able to soft lock yourself in this game. The way I would describe it is I've seen people do something very outside of logic, or maybe do a bomb jump to break a dungeon. Ice Palace has a situation where like you bomb jump and then use keys weird, and you have to be able to do that bomb jump again to be able to actually complete the dungeon, because you broke the dungeon in a weird way, but it's not, you know, if you break seeds at your own risk in a sense.
Yeah, for the most part, the randomizer is coded well so that soft lock shouldn't happen. But yeah, when you do start breaking logic, you are generally you're now expected to be able to do what's necessary to continue to follow that broken logic, or to follow that basically.
Yep. Zap continuing this nice little route here. Yeah, and that was an Ice Palace small key on the library, so not a big deal. It does make routing the dungeon a little cleaner, but not, like, absurdly so.
Yeah, there's one of the risks of sequence breaking right there. Ninjembro didn't really find anything from that mountain climb. I think you got a big key out of it, but...
I was going to say there was also a couple of pod smalls.
Okay. Well, it looks like they both have the same number of pod smalls right now.
Yeah, I thought we got one at least.
But Ninjembro's going to get the Moon Pearl right here.
Yeah, and I can't assume he's going to continue into Eastern.
But with those pod trees, he might want to go to pod. We'll see. Nope. That pearl was good enough. I'm not going to Hype Cave to start, so boots are going to be a little later for him. Okay, there's a hook shot. Which actually doesn't... I don't think that really opens anything new for us yet.
Yeah, not really. Nice little movement tool. If we see mitts soon, that will really work out nicely for Zaph, being able to do more of the mountain at once.
So no big key to Thieves Town. You can just do the front four. Small to Swamp. Well, we're just flippers away from everything in Swamp except the big chest being available.
I feel like it's not unreasonable to say we're about to find them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. We could be seeing some flippers here shortly, and seeing an expected early Swamp tip. Yeah, with those dashes, you try it once. If you mess it up, just move on. Health is still a little low for both runners at 5 hearts. Green male. It's always a little risky early dark. Was that the ice rod or fire rod? That was a fire rod.
Yeah, I thought it was fire.
Yeah, our stream sometimes is not the best quality, so we can't see it the best. But yeah,
Seeing the little detail of that red or blue dot, that is definitely a red dot, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Never mind, we got both of them.
Okay, Skullwoods has both the rods.
And our Meyer big key. Unfortunately, we spent that key, and at this point, Ninjembro cannot beat Skull Woods.
Yeah, and if Zaph wants to go pick up that fire rod, gonna have to either go grab that key as well, or drop into the back and get locked back here, do save and quit.
Well, I think Zaph set himself up a little nicer for it, deciding to do the Graveyard Ledge King's Tomb already. So, like, realistically, he does this check and then just drops in. It still means he wouldn't get the Skullwoods clear here with his first trip, but he would have been able to save the key. And maybe he's thinking, like, I'm going to save and quit out of there anyway. Like, is he thinking mountain, possibly, at this point?
Well, he doesn't have that fire rod yet, so we'll wait. Yeah, this is one of the things with this mode, just that depending on how you route Skullwoods, you might have to wait until you find a Skullwood small key to actually beat it.
Yes, the good old Skullwood small key go mode. It's everybody's least favorite thing to ever have to see in their life.
Yeah, that is about the best way to put it. But yeah, with the way Zaph's routing, yeah, he's gonna need to find a small key as well now. Also, I'm not letting the chat have too many memes today. They got their memes in with my race when I had earlier today. I won't say much about it beyond that, but
I was gonna say, how many races are coming up or have been going on all tourney already? Oh wow.
Okay. We need Kate.
And Zaph remembering, hey, I didn't do Bonk Rocks.
Okay, there's a book. That's an extra check that Zaph will be able to make up on the mountain.
And that is access to Desert Palace and actually being able to kill Landmo right now. We're still out of logic on that kill, but it's not a bad idea at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. In this mode, you definitely are not going to sequence break to the right side of desert to see if there's anything there. You're just gonna go take out Landmo and move on. Yeah, right now the difference between these two runners is that book that Zaph found, the boots, which Ninjembro's going to find here shortly. And I
Yeah,
think some keys other than that.
yeah, it's just a reversal of the two order that they played on this. Zaphikel not able to really get all of the potential out of Death Mountain with this first play, but definitely more than what Ninjembro could based on his hook shot and fire. Even this book is a little bit not massive, but still nice.
Yeah, and the hook shot, yeah, as much as it doesn't do anything logically up here, this is a Hera that Zaph can make a few extra checks on. And finish right now. Or just gonna save and quit there?
Yeah, this is free health refill, I guess, and he's gonna go do right side first instead of climbing the mountain.
Okay, that makes some sense. Like off chance you happen to find one of the Hera keys or
Yeah, if you can find Hera big, it wouldn't be too bad of a feeling. I think it's not like we have access to Spike Cave even right now, so it just means like you go over, beat Hera, and then I guess you're planning to come back for Spiral.
yeah. Yeah, like I said, we don't have that access. Like, we don't even have a bottle right now to. Even if we had a bottle, that's not enough. You need some more hearts, or you need an invincibility item at this point. Yeah, we're still kind of looking for that next piece, but for pod keys, pod is looking. It's starting to look like it's going to have something that we're going to need to progress next. And with the mirror, a pod play is not a bad idea, because you can loop in an Eastern check with it.
And I don't think we saw Zaph also scout the desert ledge, so I'd be a little curious to know what might have been there.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Alright, gonna get a little new information. What's on ether tablets?
As well as the pyramid ledge over on Ninjembro's side. Just a heart, though, for ether, and a heart piece. So, yeah, nothing on either of those.
Yeah, Zaph's gonna climb Hera. Don't think they're Never mind, they are gonna do basements. Yeah, for Ninjembro, definitely gonna open the front door here because you can't do the right side easily.
And I gotta say, I hate the idea of the multiple right sides. I know some people do it. It feels slow to me, at least. Extremely slow, and I can't find the value in my heart of hearts.
I think if I only have a couple pod keys, I might try to do it just to be as I don't know what's the word I want to use here. What?
As thorough as possible?
Yeah. Like, to make sure I can get as many checks as I can at once, but with 4 keys, yeah, I think just open the front door.
I think the only worry I have there is that bridge and Stalfos basement check. Like, I've seen a lot of people skip those when they're in a in that kind of seed. It's just like I don't want to go and do the front just for these things and then drop down and have to go back through that right side to get to the back. Like, that's always the hard part, I feel like, with that play.
Big Key to Thieves Town. Okay, that is in logic, and that's something we can do.
Yeah, that is a clearable Thieves. And really what that does for Ninjembro is gives the option for a Bonk Rocks into Thieves Town and would get the book.
No, nothing extra from Hera, but Zaph does get the first crystal of the match.
Very nice hammer yump there from Ninjembro. I'll be curious to see if we get the Bowlock side of Pod. We did not get that check yet. We've got our second GT small key, so we are perfectly set for the rest of the seed there.
Ooh, this is a little dangerous for Ninjembro. Hopefully, looks like he's good.
And gets the heart refill. And this looks like it's going to be a play for Eastern as well, so we're going to get an extra dip.
Zaph starting at... Go ahead.
Sorry. No. Go ahead.
Zaph starting at Link's house. Is this just staying thorough? I'm going to go check Dark Cross.
That, or is he thinking Aga without a lamp? Like, I don't like this if this is just Dark Cross, to be honest. I will say we do get confirmation in chat from Summer that Ninjembro is not a clipper and does not have without a bottle. So, yep.
Which...
Oh, good point. We can't even do Aga in Zaph's case because no sword. Yeah, or no Master Sword and no cape. I'm very curious why.
Well, I will say one of the fun things about sitting through some of these chats is when you get the experience. Oh, there's a Master Sword for Ninjembro.
Yep.
When you get some of the experienced runners who start talking about what they would do and what they wouldn't do, and you get some very philosophical questions on rando routing in chats. And I think Zaph doesn't realize he can't get into Aga Tower.
Yep. That's what happens. Okay. That explains a lot. And unfortunately, Ninjembro got the second sword out of Eastern. So definitely rewarded with his play into Eastern Palace here.
Now, normally in an AD key seed, going up Aga Tower to check some items is not a bad idea, but we already know what 2 items are in Aga Tower.
Yeah. Really, if you're going into Aga Tower, it is purely a routing convenience for the rest of the seed. Like, you're hoping, okay, I'm going to use that front gate a little bit. And I think Zaph was going that direction to say, this gets me Pyramid and probably a Catfish or Pod kind of play. And I will say, Zap is getting a little bullied here. So going to pick up that piece of heart. Unfortunately, not the health refill yet. But Ninjembro gets that book, and as I was saying, it looks like we're going to get that Thieves Town clear. We still didn't get a Skullwood Small, so no kill of Mothula.
It's also interesting looking through chat. I don't know who's Zaph's good friends here and who's not, because sometimes you see runners giving their friends a hard time.
Yep.
Sometimes you just see runners giving other runners a hard time, even though
Yeah.
they're doing it out of just out of fun.
Oh,
Okay.
nice medallion find there, and that is a rough check. Catfish is not one that a lot of people hit quickly, so that could be a nice little advantage for Zaph at this point. Okay, Zorledge is dead, so nothing lost there. I will say, if we do get those flippers, at least like Catfish with Zora area checks makes a lot of sense. But it is a scam fish, a map to Thieves Town. Wow. The symmetry here.
Yeah. Zaph pulling out the hammer. Oh, nope, pulling out the book. This is a desert play. So desert right now, you've got you've got 3 items in logic that you can get to. Plus, you can kill Landmo out of logic.
Another map on the desert ledge, so we shouldn't be picking that up.
Yeah, all 80 keys. You don't go out of your way to pick up maps. You don't care.
I talked to one NPC, and it is Saha. I don't even talk to Bomb Vendor in this mode anymore.
I still do talk to Bob Mender, but yeah. 2 NPCs. That's really all the info you need. It's actually kind of weird when I go into Bob Vendor and find out that the bomb's already available. Oh, there's mitts in Thieves Town. And hey, there's the lamp in Desert.
That all is in logic now, because we were kind of we were missing a pod key to put that Thieves Big into logic, but with the addition of the lamp, that puts all 4 pod keys now in logic and does give us logical mitts.
They both pick up blue mail from a different big chest. So we got a French vanilla mitts, and then we've essentially got French vanilla mail upgrades. Both mail upgrades and big chests, just not the expected big chests.
Right. Everybody's favorite scripted fight here, and yep, ninjembro taking down Blind with ease. And we get a big key. Oh wow, so that is a required double dip of Palace of Darkness there. Thieves Big was in the back of Pod, and the Pod Big is on Blind.
Yeah, you're right. That is required double dip pod. Wow. And Jimbo with those gloves, putting them right to work.
And I like this play a lot. If this is a Smith chain to Bombos Tablet into Desert, I like how this line is evolving for him right now, and I think this just works very nicely.
Oof. Zaph misses a couple shots. Gonna have to take him out with the. Yeah, okay. Only need really 1 hammer hit.
Yeah, good cleanup at the end there. We get a key at Pegs, and it is that we can beat Moth as Zaph finds a pendant in Desert. So that's 2 of our pendants for sure. Of course, as we said, Zaph has one thing that is really nice here still, that Ether Medallion. We don't know if it's going to matter, but it does give him time in regards to that. There's not a lot that's going to send ninjembro over to Catfish at this rate.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. We still have to wait and see if it's needed. But yeah, if that ether's needed, ninjembro could be hunting for it for a while. But Zaph's now going to go for pod.
Yeah, and I see a lot of talk about bow and other stuff like that. Realistically, like, neither runner goes back to pod after this for a while. You had 4 small keys and you were able to do most of the checks. We're talking 10 or 11 checks here, or 12, 10 to 12 checks. Ninjembro has a little bit more incentive because if he gets a bottle or a bow, he can at least do right side with that big chest. But realistically, I don't see a return trip here until possibly like clear potential. Under the bridge in Skull is the Hyrule Castle small key.
Totally useless.
Yes, our runners will have to return to every dungeon eventually. Every boss is going down tonight.
We got some hammer strats on Moth. Actually, a pretty clean Moth kill. Only 3 spikes moved. Actually, 4.
I'll take 4 with a combination of Master Sword and Hammer any day.
Options are opening up. Go back up the mountain for 6 items. Could, what else can you... Oh, that's exactly what Ninjembro's going to do.
Yeah, this is a Hera DDM kind of play, I think, for him.
But yeah, he hasn't been to the top of Hera yet. Could also get a check at the TR medallion.
And yeah, we did not see a ped check from Ninjembro. That was the ideal moment to even consider it.
Yeah, we didn't. Nothing Super Bunny.
So we are about to get to see our TR medallion. Let's find out if we need that Ether medallion. No, it is Quake.
Not for TR.
So yeah, that is that's 1 out.
Big key to hit. Okay, now you're gonna go do Hera.
Yeah, very nice full clear potential now for Ninjembro. And he is going to get his 2nd medallion with the Bombos now. Or, sorry, our 2nd medallion knowledge. So, first person to get Bombos. And wait, was that a...
That was the Desert Small.
Ooh.
Locked behind 6 pod keys.
And unfortunately, like, Ninjembro went into pod and didn't get it. And Zaph's already beaten Desert. So I'm curious to see who hits that check first at this rate.
I mean, to be honest, the desert right side is not really attractive until I see some more small keys, because both pod and desert are pendants. You could easily have pod keys and GT still.
Well, the other part of this is like, you know, if we could get a flute, I would say, you know, I could see Zaph heading back to desert very quickly, but we know where that flute is, and we still got some time before then.
Yeah, we need to find that cape first. Okay, chat correcting me. It could be just 5 small keys. Yes, there are scenarios where it could be 5.
But I just feel like the bow is going to be available pretty soon.
All the runners who have more knowledge than me are correcting me on every little thing. Okay, a small key to skull. Wow. Nothing from doing the bow lock side.
If anything, it's just peace of mind at this point. I do wonder, Zaph being in here with only 4 keys, is he going to do everything that he can? So do we see Zaph actually also do the Harmless Hellway and hope for a 5th key? Or is he abandoning the Hellway and Big Chest? Like, obviously we can't do Big Chest, but hey, our first bottle, though.
Probably not something that's going to hurt Zaph, assuming he never goes back for it, but yeah, that is our first bottle, so we can't say it until we see another one. Alright, Zaph is going to hold on to 1 small key.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I'm reading, you know, chat and Vortex's analysis of this, you know, this 6 keys for pod. The big issue, you know, you think, hey, the 6th key likely locked my desert small. But then you're like, desert was a pendant. So, like, the 5th and 6th pod keys really could just be locking everything else. Like, or could be in GT and completely worthless. So yeah, spending a key does not sound like the greatest feeling.
So I think we're going to see Ninjembro heading towards deserts, with maybe a Bombo's tablet stop. Zaph looks like set for a Thieves Down dip. We're gonna get 1 new check from Ninjembro, but otherwise these runners pretty much just going across each other's steps right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ninjembro not getting purple chest before doing this. So that's the one little, you know, hiccup to this route. Not a big deal. But I don't blame him for choosing Skull at that moment. But what does Bombo's tablet have for us? It has just some bombs.
We did see this from Zaph as well. So what's our next likely point of progression? Probably looking for a dungeon still. Ice Palace not in logic yet. Can't get to Meyer. Can't enter TR. I feel like we're hitting a bottleneck here. So the question is, what opens that neck? If that makes sense.
I mean, you could logic break ice and beat it. but we don't have Samaria, we don't have Ice Big. I feel scared of making such a
I do
bold
too.
decision.
Like if I had Ice Big and I can full clear ice, then I don't mind logic breaking it in this mode. But if I can't full clear ice, I'm not logic breaking it.
Exactly.
Let's think. We do. I mean, you can check the desert side, but or right side desert, but it's not in logic per se.
I think we're down to purple chest, isn't it? Purple chest is the logic.
I think so. Like I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
something else it could be.
Like, I think that really is the last thing we have available. And realistically, like, what do we think that's going to be? We know it can't be, like, a bow is not the answer. Because we don't have anything really logically left in pod or Eastern. So this is probably, what, a cape or flippers?
Yeah, it could be cape. Could give us that flutes for Smire access. Could be flippers for swamp. Of course, some people in chat want fetch quests.
Yeah, and like realistically, all a fetch quest is it's a fetch quest to one of the things we're naming. So
exactly.
yeah, like I think if you really wanted to, an interesting thing would like the Eastern Big Key, because then we have to go to Eastern for the next step, and like maybe that's the bow. Like those are the only ways like even a bow matters here.
Yeah, Red Side Desert's available, but not logically available. Though, if Purple Chest has a small key to pod, then I'm wondering what's going on with this logic, because that could, as chat pointed out, that could possibly put... Oh! No, never mind, I was going to say, you could go back into pod and check the big chest, but... Nope, that's not really a logic without 6 keys, again.
Well, if vanilla big key chest is, you know, if both of our bows are behind that play or like everything, then does it work out that way that like the desert key and the big chest are both in now?
My head's starting to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, mine too. And like, just to make this clear, like, JP and I are not like people who don't know our Zelda. It's just like key logic gets a little fuzzy around adaptive key logic like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, here's the question. Does Zaph go to Purple Chest or does he go to Moth here? That Skull Small does give him a clearable boss. Ninjembro, meanwhile, okay, he's going to check. Actually, we forgot the bottle.
Oh yeah, that bottle in Hera. Nope.
And Zaph says no to Purple Chest. Or he does say no to Purple Chest. Or no?
Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I think Ninjembro's... Well, actually, I don't think Ninjembro's in the north route yet. Yeah.
Yeah, but the question is, I don't know, does he current jump here? For Zora and Quakefish?
Maybe? I mean, they are in logic, you're just figuring out a quick way to get to them. Alright, let's see if this purple chest answers our questions.
Survey says it's the cape.
Okay, that's our answer.
It is definitely for the flute this time. And honestly, that works out so nicely for Zaphikel.
Yeah, you can go clear skull now and then grab the flute right after.
Yep.
Or do well, yeah, I'm trying to think which order is better. Grab the flute first, then skull, or do skull, then grab the cape. Or grab the flute.
I don't know, getting out of the back of skull is always such a chore. But if you grab the flute, kill the moth, mirror, read ped, run into cack, and activate the flute, I think that's about as good as it gets. I'm sure somebody's doing the math and saying do something slightly different, but that's where my mind goes here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then Jumbo's gonna be right behind with that cape. So these runners are pretty even. The only big difference right now is Zaph's cleared out deserts. Well, cleared part of deserts. Yeah, Zaph's gonna grab the flute first. I think this is probably the right way.
Yeah, and we are starting to even out at this point. For a bit, we definitely had a... you could see the crystal... Like, the dungeon advantage is still Ninjembro's here. With that 4-3, but realistically, it's going to be a very slight advantage at, not much.
Is this a,
Unfortunately for Ninjembro, he did not scout bumper, so this is going to be Catfish and Zora.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ninjembro, without those boots early, when he did his first, run into Dark World, he had no reason to care about bumper, so to him, that's not the progression, that's just, okay, I can go here afterwards. And yeah, as chat's pointing out, there was definitely a potential for mega kill here to make a little bit of an efficiency upgrade. On the plus side, Ninjembro does get his Ether Medallion from this play, and if Ether is required for Meyer, and that is our next step, that's a really nice little bonus of checks for Ninjembro.
Okay, so Zaph chose to grab the flute, activate it, and now head to the back of Skullwoods.
And realistically, I think we'll be roughly tied. I think it's possible Zaph might get to Meyer area a little bit sooner than Ninjembro, but it's not going to be big. I think the only other possibility is Ninjembro rushes Spike Cave here.
Starting at Sync, don't think there's anything else for him over here other than checking Bumper Ledge.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say neither runner really has an advantage here at this point. Zaph's gonna kill the moth here, and Ninjembro's got to grab the flute and activate it. If I had one concern here is Zaph reading Ped and potentially finding out something important there. Wait, did we miss Zaph getting a second? Where was that second skull key?
I remember Zaph picked it up, but I can't remember where.
Oh, Bollock's the pod. Thank you. That explains a lot. And really, the Moth not cooperating with Zaph, but gets the job done. We are tied back up in the dungeon count.
Yeah. So we'll see if Zaph decides to check that pedestal.
But Ninjembro is activating the flute. Zaph's about to exit Skull. We are... I mean, this is tied up completely.
Quick matchup for some info. It looked like Spawn was our third pendant.
Oh, is it now? Oh, boy. Here you go, though. Ped check, and it is... It's a bow! Unfortunately, that's Silver's.
Yeah, that's Silver's. You're never getting that.
Yeah, no, that bow does not matter. Realistically.
Yep, with Pod a pendant, there's another bow available. That's Bombos to get into Meyer, so only Ninjembro can do that right now.
And there's our fifth pod small, though.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, yeah, we've been talking about that desert small key. And here's the thing, Zaph has the ability to do right side desert here.
Now, Chad asking about the potential of that still being a time save to grab. If they hadn't done Skull Woods already, and you could loop it in with Skull Woods, sure, maybe, but...
Yeah, what we're really looking for with that to be valuable is that kind of thing. Like, are there enough bosses left? Like, you know, Vitreous is a fight that benefits from it. Armos is a little bit faster. Ganon's a little bit faster. But overall, I don't think it compounds enough to make it worth our time.
So Zaph's going to go back in and do right side deserts.
And the thing is, for Zaph, he doesn't have the Bombos medallion to get into Meyer. So for him, this is his play here.
He knows where Bombos is, but he's got to go up the mountain to get it.
And that's the problem, is in Zaph's mind, going up the mountain to come back to Meyer is really not what he wants to be doing here.
You got a compass to ice.
And half match. So Ninjembro is not going to lose out on that play.
You'll take half magic, but yeah, Ninjembro's not losing anything.
Yeah, and this is really the advantage now for Ninjembro.
Yeah, because Meyer is gonna have something, I think. I don't think anything else can have it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been just on the last location trail here of go into, do purple chest, get your cape, get your flute. Like, it could be that we're supposed to do Spike Cave, but that's about it. Like, it's Meyer, and if you don't find anything here, I'm going back to Spike Cave. Nope, there's the flippers.
There's flippers. Now you get to decide. Well, you're most likely going to go into swamp next. And you could go into ice, but
I thought maybe we were going to see Ninjembro completely skip our left side Meyer because of the keys. Just because he's been so aggressive, generally speaking. But he is still going to go to left side now.
Yeah, I can see skipping left side just because I think these chests can be locked by all three smalls.
Yeah, just looking for what we still need. We need a bow. We need an Eastern Big. We need a Cane of Samaria. We need a Quake Medallion. And we still need a couple of TR Smalls. Oh, good, a mushroom.
Yeah, I don't mind a mushroom if I can just cut it up, throw it in a frying pan, put it on top of a burger with some Swiss cheese. That's a nice burger.
I mean, luckily we can, you know, flute there and be done with it.
Yeah. Air Big Chest was just a bottle.
Yeah, that was our first bottle, which only led to 5 rupees on Sick Kid.
It was only
But
one
there's a big
rupee.
key to Eastern Palace on the Meyer Big Chest. And we are going to get to see Spike Cave.
I think Zaph's going for Air Big Chest first.
Okay, fair enough.
And it looks like ninjembro's running right to Swamp.
Yeah, not really a better play on in his position right now.
And checkpointing on one of the TR smalls is in Harmless Hellway, and if that's a crystal for TR, then we're going to talk about more key logic that is going to hurt my head, so let's just not. Okay, another fetch quest. It's first chest of Swamp.
And Spike Cave comes up empty.
So at this point, yeah, ninjembro is basically the exploration of Meyer ahead.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate position now for Zaph.
Yeah, the seed has been somewhat linear, and unfortunately that means there's not really chances to diverge to maybe regain some time. Which of course you don't even know at this point. You're just playing the seed. You don't know you're behind. You don't know you're ahead. You generally think you're behind. It's rare you think you're ahead.
The way I would normally look at it is like, I last located something. That always makes me feel behind.
Yeah.
Like, we last located Cape to flute pretty much. I think both of them are like, yeah, this is not a good position to be in right now.
It's really weird about how in all dungeons key sanity seed, which the way you think about it should have like so many open possibilities for routing, should be like so open and just so many possibilities. You end up more often than not getting into a bottleneck that just makes everyone's routes look similar.
Right. Left side TR giving us our second TR small. Or sorry, left side swamp giving us our second TR small. Okay. I mean, that is 2 very ugly TR small keys. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, as we said, the first one we got was Harmless Hellway, and Zaph didn't get it. At a certain point, does Zaph feel behind and start making skips of something like Left Side Swamp? That's our second bottle and our second one with a B.
I was wrong, actually, about Swamp. It is a crystal.
Oh, yeah. So which one is our last pendant, then?
I guess we don't know yet. I think I got TR was a crystal as well. But now that Swamp's a crystal, I don't know. That's a Samaria to finish up Meyer.
So double dip of Meyer definitely required. I mean, not a big shock at this point. And really, that's the only... I think you go beat Meyer at this point. I love the idea of going to ice, but maybe if I can get an ice big out of Meyer, let me at least make sure that I didn't miss something. Unfortunately, it's a bad Vidi fight, but...
Yeah. I'd say if you had one more TR small, maybe you go to TR at this point, but...
well, unfortunately, no Wake.
Oh, you're right. For some reason, I was thinking it was a different medallion. I did a race earlier, and now I'm commentating.
No, I get it. It is a busy 3 weeks for everybody, not just on our own races, but also trying to calm all these and watch. A lot of people I'm seeing at all these races. I don't know how everybody else keeps track of everything. There's a bow!
Okay, now you might go do Eastern first.
Eastern pod together. At this point, Ninjembro's got the 5th pod key. He can get the desert small key, get the pod big chest, and beat Eastern before Meyer.
I'm gonna do Meyer first.
Okay. I mean, with that bow, it's not a bad idea. Like, bow does make Vidi a reasonable fight.
Chad asking about Go mode. Not yet. We need Quake at a minimum, but we need
Quake and a 3rd TR small.
We need the 3rd TR small as well.
Yeah. But, you know, I am curious if we know for sure what that pendant, which is the pendant right now. Okay, so according to Ninjembro, he has a map for TR, but has not checked it. Zaphikel, meanwhile, does have it marked as a crystal, so we should be in go mode before we hit GT. I will say, with how much we've cleared up to this point, I think we'll find a sword. So, like, realistically, I'd be hopeful to get another sword before having to even consider this ped.
Yeah. Also, you do see Meyer the crystal. So the last pendant, I think, has to be Eastern or Ice at this point.
Yeah. And Ice is looking more and more like it. just because of the fact we haven't found the big key and we're running out of checks. Like, I'm guessing there's a good chance that Ice just has Quake Medallion available and the big key's in GT. We'll say pretty good fight there for Ninjembro against Vitreous. And we're going to get the ice play. JP, do you have a thought as to why Ninjembro is avoiding Eastern Pod here? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I would really do Eastern Pod first, just in case. As I think you mentioned earlier, that ice big key, just in case you happen to get it.
I mean, Sword, Ice Big, like there's just so much that could make that play better. The Turtle Rock key that Zaphikel does not have right now is in Harmless Hellway of Palace of Darkness.
Which he should be able to get when he goes back into pod with 5 keys. Logically, we're not going to talk about, but you should be able to get it. Now, because Ninjembro does not have the big key to ice, has to hit that switch before doing the icebreaker.
And so far, Ice Palace coming up empty.
Yeah. A lot of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Zaph is really just behind, like, the difference between going from here to Ice Palace. Oh, wait, sorry, the Mire Clear. But really, like, it's not a huge difference here at this point. So any, like, skip that Ninjembro is making could be that big moment to bail Zaph. And yeah, I think I feel like Zaph's gonna make that play to Pod Eastern, which really I am still surprised we didn't see. And yeah, nothing in ice. We just have the Cold Stare fight left. Honestly, at this point, I think we can almost. I feel like this is gonna be the pendant.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't see a world where this is not a pendant right now.
Yeah, it would have to take some really weird, or really specific item placements. Is Zaph gonna go into ice as well?
Everything I know is a lie.
Nope. I guess it never checked the Lake Hylia Island.
Oh, flipper checks. Okay.
We do have Waterfall Cave as well. Yeah.
Oh, and the island was a small key for TR. That's our third that we have knowledge of.
Yeah, I guess that waterfall cave after this that has 2 items neither runner's checked.
And nothing in Ice Palace, and it was our pendant. So that Ice Palace Big Key could have just been in GT. And yeah, Allison, JP and I have been racking our brain on this one. I can't. I can't figure that one out myself either. And the waterfall was not the answer. I thought Ninjembro scouted that key as well, so I'm kind of surprised. Like, I'm wondering when that's going to show up for him, because now both of them are kind of missing what is turning into a bad TR key.
Okay, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't know why.
Like, I mean, yeah, I get it. You can clear this right now, but you've got dungeons you can full clear, and like, I mean, more likely than not, it's nothing. But at the same time, oh man, it drives me a little crazy that you're leaving a check, potentially leaving a check behind.
Yeah, this isn't like, because it's AD. We agree you have to beat Ice, and 7 checks Ice Palace is good. It's dense. But the fact that Eastern for 2 and Pod for another 3 or so are available right now and full clearable, you're not orphaning a check in them, just feels incomplete and odd when you've got that flute to route like this.
Yeah, I guess we throw around the word gamble a lot, and I mean, Rando in a sense is all gambles. Like, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah,
Neither runner checked the red. And even if, actually, I will say, according to Zaph, Swamp Palace was a red crystal. He doesn't have a second one marked, though. Meanwhile, Ninjembro has Meyer marked as a red crystal on his tracker, so we might have both reds.
you know, at this point, I'm just kind of hoping the Ice Palace Big Key doesn't show up, so we can just leave on that. But if the Ice Palace Big Key shows up and you hear a loud bang in my room, it might be me hitting my head against my desk.
Yeah, I mean, what we have left right now is we do have the Pod Big Chest, we do have Eastern Big Chest, and Armos. We do have 3 other checks here in this area for Ninjembro, besides this Helmosaur, so, like, there are still outs for Quake right now. But we are just missing Quake for no mode. The bigger problem here is both of them are missing a TR key, and I don't know who gets the one first.
Or do they both just end up going to TR with 2 keys and find a third there?
Right. We did see right side desert. The only thing we got there was half magic, which Zaphikel really able to help him get through a nice cold stare fight. And that's a tempered sword off of Helmasaur King, so we're gonna get tempered for both runners.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's just like I know this is confirmation bias now, but you could have had that tempered for ice. Just saying.
As you can tell, our souls are hurt. And yep, Zaph heading towards Pod Eastern now.
Yeah, at this point, Ninjembro's essentially 2 dungeon clears ahead of Zaph.
The red boomerang. Okay, we got both boomerangs. I will say, I think Zaph's in better position to get this TR small, though. So if Ninjembro pulls Quake here, I see a world where Zaph gets, you know, that third TR small and Quake and could be a little bit better off.
We're gonna go to the boss first. I mean, for Zaph, it is a little more likely that he'll come back in and check the Harmless Hellway and then the big chest.
Yeah, no, that routes very nicely for him, gotta admit. Like, the fact is he will get the big chest and Hellway together. We're not sure. I thought Ninjembro scouted the island, but I could be wrong. And there's Quake! We're in no mode. Neither runner in go mode, though. Ninjembro needs a third TR small to officially be in go mode at this point.
Yeah, Zaph could essentially hit go mode first. But I'll have to wait and see. Like, there's a small key right there. Nope,
a GT small. We got really excited by that one. It's like, are we done? Is that go mode? No.
Yeah, I think I would not be surprised to see Ninja. Well, never mind.
Here's
go turn in the green
turn in. Yep.
That makes sense. Okay. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised to see Ninjembro just go up the mountain and hope there's a TR small key in TR.
Yeah, there is. It's just on the lava island. Sorry. I'm a terrible human.
He's gonna follow his fetch quests first. I do believe we saw this from Zaph already. I don't think we've seen powder on either side though.
And here's what we do know: Zaph will be in go mode. Like, he is gonna get his third TR small here. He will get Quake out of Eastern. Zaph's in great position here.
Oh yeah, now Ninjembro's given that time right back.
He is. This is the conservative play for Ninjembro. Is I want a third TR small, or I want to limit the chance of a third TR small being available easily.
So Zaph has a chance. I mean, he's always had a chance, I guess. Just
Yeah.
has a chance to make up a lot of time. And I guess the question for Ninjembro is just, did he never scout the island? Is that just an intentional skip at this point? I mean, there's two small keys out there. They can't be in GT.
Now, of course, if Ninjembro does go to Hobo here, he could see it.
And no,
But this is Big Bomb.
yeah, this is going to be for Pyramid Fairy, which again could have it. Like anything new that Ninjembro checks could still be his outs.
I thought Lumberjack was nothing.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that was no, that might be Seed Bleed again.
Yeah. But here we go. 132.18. Zaphikel is in go mode.
Ninjembro still has the advantage, but it is starting to vanish.
Yeah, Zap has to go back for Meyer to go kill Vitreous. But like that's the ticking clock here, is if Zaf can get through Vidi before Ninjembro finds this key, like he could be ahead going into TR. Bottle and $20.
And save and quit. If he goes up the mountain, I think he's just gonna hope for a TR small in TR.
And honestly, what do we have left? Like, you know, we keep saying that we know where that third one is. Where's the fourth one? And realistically, it might just be in Turtle Rock. Like, I don't think that's insane anymore. Like,
it's not. The question just is, which chest? Because as Chad's pointed out, it could be lava chest.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this has a very good chance of working out for Ninjembro, because the chance of it being a lava chest is small, but it's not zero. And Chad was alluding to this. Zap's gonna go pull pad for silvers.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, and it's going to be nice for Vidi.
Yeah. And now here come the weird predictions from chat about where the TR small can be.
Yeah, I don't think we saw Magic Bat, so...
So yeah, the big moment for Ninjembro. If he finds a TR small in here, he's in great shape. If he comes out here without a TR small, Zaf might have the lead. I still kind of give this advantage to Ninjembro because I think, as you said, more likely than not, it's in here.
Yeah, like, I think the two outs here for Zaf is the TR small is at Magic Bat, or the TR small is on Lava Island. Anywhere else, and or it's in the Ice Palace Big Chest. Like, those are the three spots that are outs for Zaf here. Anywhere else, and I think this is Ninjembro with a big advantage.
Remember, Ninjembro can get all the way to Laser Bridge.
Oh, and Swamp Palace Big Chest. Our tracker, Pichu, is right. That is another option. So, like, those are the four spots that gives Zaf a chance here. Anywhere else, and Zaf is playing catch-up, and it's not a great situation for him. He saw the arrow, so I was like, why are we going back?
Nice grab.
Yep.
That's not one. That's a pod.
That's pod 6.
Well, that might mean you were supposed to double dip this.
I mean, realistically, with a TR small being in the Hellway, you did need Pod 6 for this seed, so yep.
Yep, you're grabbing the key, you're skipping lava chests. We've got Mimic Cave, Big Chest, Crystal Roller Chest, and then 4 on Laser Bridge.
Yep, we are down to 7 chances for Ninjembro.
7 out of 11?
Something like that? But down goes Vitreous for Zaph. Okay. I will say, the other thing here is Zaph is getting time save here. Every check that Ninjembro has to make on this TR dip, or this TR play...
no.
Oh, there's a Swamp Big Key. Every check that Ninjembro makes that is not a TR small is time made back for Zaph. Zaph is going to go up the mountain, and he's in go mode already. He is not checking stuff in TR. He's going to steal the Poke Key and just, like, burn at this point. He's going.
Exactly. That's all he's got to do.
Like, we do not see right side TR. We do not see left side. We do not see Chomps. We don't see Mimic Cave. These are time investments that Ninjembro is having to make.
And we're getting it, even if now we find the TR small in here, now we're getting into the realm where GT routing could still change things.
Yep.
But Ninjembro's got 4 chances left.
And the big thing here is, like, you know, as we said entering this race, Ninjembro is currently sitting 4-0 in this group. He's in excellent shape in terms of getting out of groups. You know, for him, like, win, lose, or whatever, like, it's not massive. He wants to win for sure to get better seeding in brackets. But, you know, for Zaph, this is a chance to still maintain and be in. Okay, Laser Bridge. First check, no. No.
No.
Not there. Oh, man.
It's not in
It's
TFR.
on the Laser Bridge.
And Zaph is officially pulled ahead. If Ninjembro goes checks this island right now, things get interesting again.
The problem is that there was no way to save a portal here. He's going to have to go all the way through. There's the key. He can see it.
You might get excited for a second there, and then let's go woods.
Yep.
But yeah, I think in Ninjembro's next play, you gotta go grab that key from the island.
You can see a key, you're going for it.
A little bit of a rough room there for Zaph, but got red mail. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, do I expect Ninjembro to be able to make up time on Zaph? Yes. Ninjembro does have what I would say is an execution advantage. I just don't know if it's... I would say it's likely not enough to overcome this advantage.
And now we got to remember, too, that Zaph picked up silvers. That means he's going to have a quicker Ganon fight.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, ninjembro. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking Zaph enters or Trinex right about the time ninjembro gets back into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know if GT routing can change this at this point. I mean, we're still close enough. Anything can happen in these final minutes.
And yep, right as I said, it's ninjembro in, Zaph into Trinex. So of course, the one thing we have to also point out is we do have an Aga Tower. And not that I want to place such bad thoughts on either runner, but, you know, I've done it. JP, I'm sure you've done it. You ever drop in a Ganon without doing Aga 1?
Maybe.
Maybe. We don't want to admit it.
Yeah. Now, we do still have one more thing to find, and that is in GT.
Yes, we have a GT big key coming our way. We do know that is in there, somewhere in that basement.
And in Jembro's chance to make up some time here is if Zaph gets like a big key in the 18 to 21 range, and Jembro can get it earlier. But that's probably about it.
Yeah, even a you know, pretty straightforward route of like hope, compass, full left. Like, that's still Zaph can do this right side play before ninjembro gets in. Okay, first check, just a blue rupee, and there's our mirror shield on the left chest. No reason to check tile room here.
Just 3 through 6. Not there.
So if ninjembro does some version of rando rush or full left side, he can make up some considerable time. Check number 7, the torch does not have it. And it is not in DM room, so we are going to continue on left side.
Alright, what route does Ninjembro take? Going left to start. There's a compass to GT. And then Jembro's staying left side, so if it's over here. There it is. Yeah, that had to be it.
What were we looking for, Zaph?
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking for there.
Butter?
So this is going to be, what, about a minute difference between the pickups? And Zaph has at least 45 seconds on Ninjembro in the Ganon fight already. With those silvers.
Right.
Yeah, like there's also little time saves in rooms like these mimics, where Zaph only had to fire one arrow. Chat wants us to resolve the game. It was number 14 for Zaph for the big key. So if you were playing in that, yes, it was 14.
Sorry about that, chat.
Alright, Glenn will 2 fight for Ninjembro. One cycled it. Saves a little time over Zaph.
Yeah, nice use of the fire rod there in half magic.
Yep, no need to check anything. I guess you don't really need to refill your magic there if you're going to do it like 1. You'll get a refill after that.
Yeah, and Zaph's got enough silvers that he can easily get through those early rooms with just silver usage, or any of the rooms, really.
Oh, Moldorm bullies Ninjembro a little bit.
Barely even see Plague Knight behind that mirror shield now. Blends in with the floor quite a bit, too.
Alright, so Ninjembro and Aga 2, Zaph still has to climb Aga's tower for Aga 1.
With Zaph entering at about 151.35.
Looks like Ninjembro's going to be about 40 seconds behind.
Yeah, just a little more than 40 seconds behind at this point.
And we still have to give an extra 45 seconds to Zaph because of the silvers.
Yeah, even this room right here, like Ninjembro able to use tempered spins to get through it quickly, but you know, 2 silver arrows is a lot, is still time gained for Zaph.
Yeah, and a few more silver arrows in these rooms. All right, we have one more little piece of, well, not even really RNG. I mean, it is RNG how many blue balls are going to get on Aga, but both runners will get the same RNG.
You know, I think the interesting thing here is if Zaph did not get silvers, I honestly believe this race could have turned out differently. Or like, just a guess, like I wonder if the silver's advantage is going to make that enough of a difference here. Like, would Ninjembro have made up the time?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, how long did he essentially spend grabbing silvers?
Right.
And he also did gain time with the silvers on the Vidi fight. That's probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, and it's because of that fight. Like, that's the big one that he definitely got a bit more time out of. But both runners on Aga, so...
I have not been counting blue balls. So I don't know where they are at, but neither of them has missed anything yet.
Okay, Aga spinning at about 155.08 for Zaph.
It looks like a... No, I think he just missed one.
I think he started to hold for a spin there a little too long, if I'm being honest.
Good setup for Space 2, though. It looks like, yeah, Zaph made up gained about 5 seconds on Ninjembro in that climb.
Yep. So it's just those rooms, like, having those silver arrows is a free kill, whereas, like, Ninjembro, you know, you can get a single swipe kill with a spin, but it's still time to charge a spin.
Alright, Zaph on phase 4, just needs 4 arrows. Oh, just missed the triple.
But there we go. One arrow to finish it out. Meanwhile, Ninjembro is into phase 3. But yeah, Zaph crosses this bridge and will take this game, it looks like.
And yeah, and then Jembro his first loss of groups. And also be Zaph's first win of groups.
But yeah, Zaph finishing with a 156.48 to take first in this race today. And as you said, it's a massive win for Zaph. Like, he's 0-2. This will bring him to 1-2 in a tie, or just same wins as Krithel and one less than Maddie. Like, we're just, these three runners between Krithel, Maddie, and Zaph, all three of them have a chance to really get out of this group. But Ninjembro working through the end of his Ganon fight. And there is that final spin for Ninjembro. Gonna finish up this race here. And we'll get that time, and then we'll get to the interview stuff. But yeah, Ninjembro finishing second with a 158.13, and we have been joined by Zaphikel. GG's.
I bet the house this time, Mom. I'm sorry. Holy moly. I've already gone on a very small victory lap, so I can, like, get all of the nonsense out of my system, but that, Ninjembro, GG's, my guy. Holy moly.
Yo, GG's.
Yeah, we are now joined also by Ninjembro. GG's to both of you on this one.
Yeah, that was a seed.
So I did look at the race room a little bit, and I have heard apparently the Gomo check of Lake Hylia Island has history between you two guys. What happened?
Oh yeah, both of us didn't scout Hylia Island in our first race, and both of us had like Go Mode Ether or something like that there. And that was also a super close race. I think that race was a little closer than this one. I think I beat Zaph by like just about, if not less than a minute.
I think it's a minute on the dot on that one.
Yeah, and this one was like a minute and a half. Yeah, it was, that check, and like both, like anytime I'm doing like an early fake flipper or water walk to Zora or something, like I'm scouting Hylia Island 100% of the time in those scenarios, but both seeds led themselves to just like not checking it at all.
Yeah, those flippers were not at a great time. Just buried so deep. Like, you guys both kind of getting funneled into Purple Chest and the Cape.
Yeah, like, so I had to go back. Well, actually, I say that, and I absolutely will not. But I was going to say I'll have to go back and like watch the VOD on this one or something, because getting the Cape and then getting those flippers where they were, like, either I just misremembered where I found something within that chain, or I didn't read the logic correctly in my head, because I honestly didn't have that as a possibility, like, in my head, so it was...
So the logic here was a little rough. The lamp location put the fourth TR or the fourth pod key into logic, which put the Thieves Town big key, which put the mitts into logic.
Where was the Thieves big again?
It was Rupee Basement
You were in
pod.
the pod. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that puts it all in the sense for me. For some reason, I was thinking that when I went in the pod, I didn't have enough keys for it or something.
I will
like,
ask
am I-
one question. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Like in my head, the Thieves Town big was just behind one extra small key or something weird like that. So, like logically behind one extra small key. Like I was
Yeah.
keeping track of like where I found the pod keys. I just wasn't necessarily keeping track of like how many of them were in logic, and I think just something in my brain didn't read that right. So yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Otherwise, I probably would have rushed Purple Chest over back of Skullwoods.
Oh, I was wondering if you did that actually.
Because I found a Smallwood skull like at the start of Smith Chain and was like, I'm not finishing this. There's no point to it. I can finally finish Skullwoods. And then just didn't get back to that
Yeah, you
cape
both
forever.
had that happen. You get that Skullwood small key, and you're both like, Crystal Dungeon, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
I do want to ask a question. JP and I were both kind of, and even chat, we're all kind of like, what's going on here? You get the bow off of Argus, and then both of you just decide we're gonna do everything but Pod Eastern.
Okay,
Thoughts?
so I can sort of explain this, and this is like this. It's not a fully great question, and I'm so glad that I had chat like losing their mind too, because welcome to my world. I scouted that small key, so if nothing else, my ass was going from Swamp to Hylia Island, and then my plan at some point was Hylia Island, Waterfall Cave, Flute 5. I had 2 moments of hallucination in this race. The first one, which probably everyone picked up on and went, what in tarnation is he doing, was when I ran to the castle thinking,
Yep.
Okay, so that one I can explain with, I saw Flute on Bumper Cave, right? And in my head, like you're trying to plan a seed out, right? So you're like, all right, Flute on Cave, the Flute, Cape, blah, blah, blah. And like the mantra in my head just went Cape. And at some point I'm like, all right, Aga 1, ledge, pyramid ledge, catfish. And I like go in and I'm like, as I turn the corner, I'm like, oh, I've had a bit too much to drink, haven't I? And and just stuff like that happened. The Ice Palace play was so it's wrong. It was a density play entirely, and obviously the answer is what if Ice Big is just in Pod and or Eastern? And sorry, just opening up something else. Ninjembro, that one's for you. Obviously, with everything along the way, Ice saves even more time than it already was. But that was like I had some momentum into checking those things because I think we're like TR. I can't remember if it was TR0 or TR1, but I'm like effectively 3 items from Go because of TR smalls. So
Right.
yeah, that's effectively what it was. It's not the right play, and I also understand that. But there was a little bit.
The TR smalls in the seed were gross. Just plain and simple. Left side, Harmless Hellway, and the Hylia Island. We did not see TR4. We're thinking Swamp Big Chest or Lava Island. Or what we had left, maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Magic. Yeah, Magic was the other one we were not sure about.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my thought about leaving. So I mentioned in the post race chat on race time that like had Kane not been in Swamp Palace and had been like literally anywhere else in the entire game, I probably win this race. Because Kane being in Swamp Palace. So as to like it kind of goes hand in hand with why I didn't do like immediately do Pod and Eastern, because it's like, yeah, you get the bow and that opens Pod Eastern, but you get that cane and it puts a crystal into logic. It puts it makes ice very convenient to finish, and there's just way more things left to do in Ice Palace than yeah, you have to beat Pod and you have to beat Eastern, and maybe at the time I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I still had both side Pod to do, because that was also apparent when I went back into Pod and did the big key chest first. But
You don't really good?
I was like, I need to do Mire anyway, no matter when I do it. So I'm going to go do that now. And then it's like, oh, well, and I also have to do ice eventually anyway. And I'm probably going to have to go there looking for whatever go mode items I have left, kind of like Zaph said. So, like, I might as well do those things before Pod Easter, which have way fewer checks left in them, because you have to do everything anyway.
Sure. And yeah, and looking at the situation for both of you, like, I think the only one who benefits the time-wise there is Zaph, just because of how that would have worked. Unfortunately, with the Lake Hylia key.
Yeah, like, and that's precisely why if Kane wasn't in Swamp, that I would have had that key much earlier, because, like, I plan multiple steps ahead on what I'm going to do, which is also why sometimes, like, if there's just way too much open and you see me make a very weird skip, it's usually because my mind, like, tunnel visions, kind of like that K45 skip that I made, which was not intentional at all, but I was able, fortunately, to kind of justify running back to it, because I was like, oh, I got the boots, I can go back over there, do that, and then get that small key off the library before going to pod, because maybe that's a pod small key or something like that. So that wasn't great, but, like, I think multiple steps ahead on what I'm going to do, and my mind was made up. I'm like, okay, I'm doing all of Swamp Palace, and as soon as I'm done that, like, unless Kane shows up, which I honestly wasn't even thinking about Kane showing up, but, like, when it did, it changed my routing process, but my route in my head was finish all of Swamp, blind mirror to Hylia Island and get whatever is there, and then go straight into ice. And then it just so happens that Red Cane just sets me on a different path, and it is what it is.
Yeah, the Cane and Bow and Swamp were two very, like, large mental swings, and I knew, like, with going to Swamp first, like I said, like, I was looking at the Smoky Search, I'm like, that has to be, I mean, it does have to be. I think by that point I was like, it was basically 50-50 that it was a TR small on the island, and I'm like, I have to grab that. And I knew that, like, that's why Swamp first, then Cane, then Bow. And honestly, at some point, like, the 3 or 4 brain cells I had just overheated. I just took a big sip. I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. And that's yeah. Like, all I can say is GG's. Like, I also the fact that our series has swung on Hylia Island is kind of hilarious to me, and, like, a weird just confirmation biasy sort of thing too.
Definitely.
How's your drink, by the way?
Oh, it was fantastic. I forgot to actually, like, make an exact note of when I finished it, but I know we joked about like you know, it'll take a while to finish this or whatever. But, like, I was ready to, like, I wasn't going to grab a second beer because, like, it's getting late for me and I have to work in the morning. But, like, I had a solid, like, probably 50 minutes of the seed beerless.
Ooh, oh no. Yeah, I mean, okay, so context for chat. As it turns out, there are, like, 3 very large beer people in our group, all unbeknownst to each other until Drosy made it, like, abundantly, and as Drosy does, painfully obvious. So we've now had, like, just an ongoing, like, all right, hey, we'll have, like, a friendly sort of, like, drink and a little bit of banter with it. So yeah, that for that, I'm so jealous of yours, although admittedly mine is also really solid too. But yeah, cheers across this. Yeah. Also, thank y'all for putting on a restream. Like, I wasn't expecting this. I went to bed last night and there was no one signed up for a race, and then y'all trackers, comms came together, restream to put me in an interview once again, to put me perilously on the edge.
You've done okay tonight.
I'm doing my damnedest. I'm keeping it as close. I'm keeping it as Disney adjacent as possible. If Disney can say Hellfire, then I can get away with anything else. But yeah, no. Seed felt weird, honestly, and I made choices about some things early, partly because I spent a little bit more time, admittedly, staring at some of your VODs in Jembro and like trying to figure some things out. Like, obviously, jokingly about our sort of like scouting discussion too. I think there is a moment, literally, as I'm about to run up to Eastern, I'm like, let me just check that Hylia Island real quick. Yeah, and so. But yeah, I thank y'all again for all this. GG's again in Jembro. Yeah.
Don't try to make sense of my routing because sometimes I can't.
No, same. Not tonight.
No, my routing is actually very deterministic with just a slight amount of chaos thrown in so that people can't 100% read what I'm going to do. But good God, if you know that, like, if you feel like you have to take gambles against me, just go into like pendants when there's crystals clearable. You'll probably win. If there's something there anyway.
I think we gave up somewhat on trying to predict routes and figure out what's logical about halfway through when we started discussing how pod logic transfers over to the desert logic, and you know.
Well, okay, so Ninjembro, question: you went into pod with how many small keys?
The first time?
Yeah.
1, 2, 4.
Okay, so you did go in with 4. Okay. Did you open Big Key Chest or Hellway?
It was either 3 or 4, and it was Hellway. Yeah.
Yeah, you were both 4, and you opened opposite checks.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever I have 4, I always do Hellway just because.
Yeah.
It allows you to set up hammer jump in a way that like. If you fail it, you don't have to like do 2 stair transitions.
Oh I hoof it down to the end and back because I know that some days these thumbs don't work the way I want them to.
Yeah,
so.
I always forget about that option, to be honest. But it also just feels a little bit faster to just do Harmless Hellway. So I'm just like, whatever, like that and Big Key Chest like are both locked behind the same amount of small keys. So I'm gonna do whichever one's like faster and more convenient for my smooth brain to handle.
That makes sense. I was more curious about if you actually had that TR small much earlier then, because that probably also shapes a little bit more like what you're thinking about with respect to small keys.
Oh yeah, because that one was a small key, and I do remember just like. No, I wasn't like Pog, but I was like kind of Pog because I was like, man, like that's locked behind 6 pod smalls, and like you come in here with 4 and you choose the wrong one, like.
And I didn't open Hellway. I had 4, and then I saved mine in case we never saw another one. Which, like, obviously, knowing now what I know, that's not going to happen. But there's a world where, like, you get in that weird sort of like. How close to go mode can I get? And like TR smalls, but there was a couple big keys, bow. And like I said, we talked in the race room too about I didn't have full information, so I wasn't entirely sure when and where that bow was potentially going to show up. And obviously, as it turns out, ice was dependent. So yeah.
But yeah, I believe that is, unless you guys have anything else, I think we're roughly done for tonight. JP, you got any other questions?
No, I think we covered it all pretty well.
Yeah, I guess I'll just say, GG's again to Zaph. Thanks, JP and Jesse, for doing comms, to the tracker, restreamer, that makes us all work. I'm not necessarily like pulling for anybody else in the group to like specifically to make it into brackets. So like this win, like even though I would have loved to go 6-0, like this win I recognize is like huge for Zaph in terms of like survivability in the group. So like I'm super stoked for you for that, and I'm excited to see how the rest of these group races play out. Like I kind of lit a fire under all of y'all's butts because like this coming week is super limited availability for me, and in case I made it into the final 4 of the Casual Boots Invitational, I wanted to leave it open for that. So I was glad to get all 6 races in the first 2 weeks, and good luck to you, Krithel, and Maddie in your remaining races.
Yeah, gotta get those scheduled. Maddie and I think, have 2 races potentially on the books, so yeah, I'm really just looking to go 1 and 5 at this point. Like, but no, I am. My heart was already pounding at it just because I peaked racer once or twice. I'm like, all right, cross the bridge. I'm like, oh god, now what do I do? Like, I didn't expect to get this far. Now what happens? Originally, I think the only way out for me was I had to crit all the 2 on me, and I had the 2 on Maddie, and now it's a weird situation. So, yeah, just raw chaos. So, but I'm gonna shut up now. I swear to God.
Well, awesome. I will say this was our last race on the schedule for today for Speed Gaming Restreams. I don't see any others happening at all tonight. But we've got a pretty full slate tomorrow. I'm seeing races starting. Well, there's a 5 a.m. race that is likely not getting a restream, unfortunately. But starting around 1:30 tomorrow, there are races happening, and restreams are starting around 2. So just to kind of go through what I see so far, I see 2 o'clock, 2:10 Eastern Time, Humbug versus Walther on Speed Gaming. 3:10 Thalane versus Magnet Hands on SG2. I also see a 5:10 Gentleman versus Nobly the Foreign on Speed Gaming, once again 5:10. 10:40 p.m. tomorrow, Maniacal versus Freddy on SG2. And then I do believe we might get a restream for the double header right now of Jejo versus ACMLM. Those races are 8:10 and 10:40 p.m. So those might get restreams. I know we're trying to put together crews for everything. If you're part of the Discord for the main tourney and you want to see a race get a restream, the best thing I can recommend you do, sign up to Comet. It really helps us, put together teams and know we have people available to commentate and track the race. But yeah, that looks to be the schedule so far for tomorrow. But we are entering the last week of group play. So lots of groups still need sorting out between now and then. Once again, thank you to Pichu for handling the tracking, and JP, it has been a pleasure.
Yep, good working with you as well. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you next time.